How's it going, YouTube? op.poker James here. Today we're talking about cartels in poker. Now you might be wondering, what the hell are you talking about, James? But these are a thing, they really do exist, and a lot of people have no idea on the complexities and general politics going on around the heads up sit and go scene. So I thought it would be a good time to shine some light on that situation. If you play on a poker site that has heads up sit and goes in any form for $20 or more, the chances that the lobby is run by a cartel or multiple cartels is pretty high. So let's have a look at what a cartel is. Cartels are groups of players who are sharing lobbies and denying any would-be profit hunters from open sitting the games. If you want to understand the importance of open sitting, check out these videos I made where I go into detail on how to build a bankroll with heads up hyper sit and goes. These groups of players make sure that when they are playing, they are the only people open sitting, and therefore the only ones that will get the weaker recreational players, thereby making the money. Now a lot of you may be thinking, are heads up sit and goes still a thing? Well, yes they are. In fact, there are plenty of examples of players making $200,000 plus a year playing only $100 and $200 games. Given that some sites have games running up to 5k buy-ins, you can imagine there are many people who have made millions of dollars on these formats. Unfortunately, most of these players block the use of tracking sites like Sharkscope, so we can only speculate what the players on the highest stakes are making. Trust me though, it's a lot. Similar to cartels, there are some divisions that run on certain sites. Divisions are a little different to cartels in that anyone can apply to join it, but must then play thousands of games against players already in these divisions to secure a spot. The details of how to get into and join a division are beyond the scope of this video, but the main difference is that divisions are not closed systems, and if you are a good player, you can get in and have a chance to open sit the games and make some money. From my own research, I have found that PokerStars has divisions from the $15 to the $100 buy-in level. However, at higher limits, these games are closed off to select groups and cartels. When I was playing heads up hypers professionally, I was primarily playing on a site called Winamax. This site had stakes running up to 500 euros, and I was mostly playing between 50 and 200 euro games at the time. To be able to open sit those games, you had to be willing to battle good opponents for many hours a day until they conceded the table. However, when cartels started to form on the site, for the 100 and 200 euro games, I was effectively forced out of the games. To explain why, I first need to disclose why cartels even came to be. So all hyper formats of poker have high rake compared to the number of hands played. This means that in order to make money, you need to be significantly better than your opponents. Thankfully, hyper formats attract attention from plenty of weaker players who like the thrill of short matches and high variance. Given that most poker sites have a limited number of tables that can be open sat, players are forced to battle for the right to open sit. In games where you're battling, it is normal that both players are losing to rake. Rather than continuously battling, many players have decided to have a truce with the other players and take it in turns to open sit, effectively sharing the value that open sitting has, whilst also not wasting time and energy in games where they are both losing. Another huge advantage that cartels have over individual players is if there is a new player on the block, they can overwhelm this new player by teaming up. So each player can share the load of battling. To give an example, let's say you're in a cartel of 5 players. A new player joins the tables and tries to battle to be able to open sit. They sit the first 3 tables against a single opponent and then try and claim a seat in the lobby. Now a second member of the cartel can start sitting them. Let's say they sit them for 3 tables. The new player is now playing 6 tables against 2 different opponents so that they can open sit with a 7th table. Then a third cartel member joins and stops this new player from getting access to any of the softer games. At this point, it becomes completely impossible to be able to 12 table against 3 or 4 different opponents and not be losing a lot of money. So even if they are the better player, the high rake nature of the games mean that they will be losing money against the other players they're battling I'll buy it at a much slower rate than their competitors if they are better. However, these people can share the load, and that's the main problem. And this is effectively what happened to me on Winamax and was overall quite a frustrating experience. My personal feelings on cartels are obviously negative. However, I do understand why every heads-up player would want to be part of one rather than not. From an outsider perspective, the division systems seem like a much fairer way to regulate the games, as you do not need a team of players and can rely on your own individual skill to get in. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, and if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button to be notified when more content comes out. I plan on creating more content looking at these division systems and how they work before drawing any main conclusions on them. So, what do you think about cartels and divisions? Let me know in the comments below, or come join our Discord channel where we talk about all things poker. We have a section dedicated to heads up poker that you may find interesting. Thanks for watching. Peace.